Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades and welcome back. And what are we getting back into? We are getting into Love is Blind Habibi. We are now on episode 9 and it's called Tying a Knot. Now we left off with Asma waiting to say yes or no to Hatab. Basically, I think Hatab really wants her to say yes and it is the moment of truth, but as I've already said, I don't believe she will say yes because of the fact that her parents are not there. But before we get into this episode, as I always ask, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that notification button so you know when I do videos. Please comment, like, share and do all the good things that you do, because I am on the road to 1k. And let's get into this video, shall we? So basically Asma says it is a no for today. That's because her parents are not there, and I thought Hatab should have known this as well, that she may not say yes at this point in time because they are not there in order to at least by their presence give their blessing for the union. So you can see that Hatab's friends are suitably shocked by this, and so is Asma's sister. At first I was kind of like on the thoughts of, why did you drag this man all the way there to this point, knowing full well that you would say no if your parents haven't been able to be there or give a blessing in any type of way at the end of the day. But I thought it's a complex situation. I ain't gonna get too mad at her at the end of the day, because both of them, Asma and Hatab, were both trying to be optimistic that at the last minute the parents will run in and say, yes, we give our blessing and yada, yada, yada. But that did not see fruition. I do feel it for Hatab because I think he really wanted Asma to say yes. He really wanted to marry her, but understood why she probably say no. I do think it's kind of awful that after they say that they actually just walk off and leave them. It just adds a finality to it, which is more complex of a situation for Asma and Hatab for me at the end of the day. This is why I lay the blame on the parents and not on these two, because they put Asma in a position that was so hard for her, especially in the fact that she wanted to follow her traditions and her culture. And I just thought they just couldn't literally let it go for a little bit and come and make her happy, and at least by their presence say we give you our blessing. So Asma still basically respects her parents and still wants to give them that space and that time, and she thinks that, you know, as time goes on, that they'll be able to give their blessing to Hatab as well. And I think Hatab knows this. He ain't foolish at the end of the day. I don't think he'll be mad at Asma for her not saying yes at this moment in time. So I would say that I don't think Hatab's family was there either at the wedding. I didn't see them either. So because they haven't had the option of meeting Asma before that as well, so I don't think he would have been able to say yes either. So Hatab said he felt sadness and he felt that they had all that they needed to have a yes to move forward to a marriage. But as again, he can't expect her to forsake her traditions, to be fair. So Hatab does go out and speak to Asma, and you can see that saying no did kill him, basically. But as she's explained, she was not saying no to him. It was a no just for the marriage today, because she couldn't do it without her parents and the traditions in which she has those expectations in. So Hatab says he had high hopes for today, but it's not over for them. They just need to explain the next steps, which is him going to Canada to meet her parents and then them coming and meeting his family. Hatab basically says that they could not move on with the marriage because as is such is their customs and traditions. So then we go to Safa and Mohammed's wedding day. She managed to find a dress, people. Safa managed to find a dress and it was gorgeous. It suited her to a T. It was her style completely. Her mom comes in, she's in tears and ends up giving Safa some good advice. Safa continues to be worried and scared, which is natural at the end of the day. This is your wedding day. This is someone that you didn't know couple months prior and you've only known this person for a month, and now you're at this big stage as to say, oh my god, we're now at the stage where we're going to get married and we've only known this dude a month. Do you know what I mean? So Safa's older sister comes in as well. Mohammed basically has concerns as to what will happen next, and I'm like, mate, no one can see the future at the end of the day. His brother manages to talk him down. Mohammed is worried that Safa will have negative thoughts, but I don't think she will, to be honest with you. I think she sees the potential in Mohammed, and Mohammed sees the potential in them, and they can see what their marriage or potential marriage will look like in futures to come, basically. So you get to the first look and Mohammed smiles so big, and you can see that this man loves her just by the look on his face. So Mohammed said yes, and Safa said yes as well. So then what happens next is Mohammed and Safa and her brother and his father and her mom go upstairs with the sheikh, and they sit down and he reads from the book of Allah and performs the official ceremony. So basically her brother had to repeat after him, I give you my sister Safa for marriage as per the book of Allah. So then Mohammed has to accept to marry his sister, and then basically from that point, once they've signed the documents, they all each have to sign the documents, then they are married. But then as they get back downstairs, they have like, you know, their celebration, and as part of Safa's culture, the family help the bride to put on her gift, which is jewelry. And I'm just like, I just love to see those cultures because they're so rich and beautiful, and they're so completely different to what mine is at the end of the day, and I enjoy seeing what other people do. We get to Dounia and Chafic's wedding. I'm gonna be honest, those two have no business getting married in any way, shape or form. They can't even get on the same page with the wedding planner at the end of the day. And Chafic, I believe, wants to control Dounia in the way that he sees fit, but Dounia is battling against that hard, let me just say. So Dounia is feeling basically confused and feels that she's on shaky ground. Her older sister does go and speak to Dounia and tells her to think with her brain and keep her heart out of it, basically. She basically tells Dounia to be selfish in a positive way, but a negative way. In essence, basically what she's saying is Dounia needs to think of herself and not of others at the end of the day, as this choice that she makes will essentially affect the rest of her life. Not just her life, but Shafiq's life and the family's life, basically, because, you know, they're all going to be involved in it. So if she says that, you know, her sister says to Dounia, if something happens in the future, it's not just Dounia that's going to get hurt. Everyone will get hurt, but especially their mom at the end of the day. I thought, yeah, the sister just put the doom and gloom spin on it. Put the doom and spin on it. So his friends asked Chafic how he feels about Dounia. My thing with Chafic is he doesn't necessarily say, oh, I love this girl, she's this, she's that. He doesn't start out with that at all. He turns around and says, you know, all the girls I used to be with, she's the opposite. So I was like, okay, you're not leading with love, huh? Okay. He then says that Dounia is respectful, she gives him serenity, she gives him loyalty, and I'm like, you just sound like you're talking about your family pet, my friend. But hey ho, Chafic still has issues and concerns, but doesn't voice them. Do you know what I mean? As we already know what they are. He doesn't voice them to his friends, but we already know what his concerns are when it comes to Dounia. So basically he says that he hasn't opened up 100% with Dounia. He says that he's at, like, I think he says he's at 90% because he is worried he will get hurt. So he's leaving something in reserve. This is my thought on that. So his friend, after a stupid joke that he gives to Chafic in regards to good tips for a marriage, Chafic says that he's found everything in Dounia, but again, we'll see how that comes to fruition with these two. So you see a telephone call happen between Chafic and Dounia, and they give a pep talk to each other to calm each other, but will it be enough? So with the first look, you could tell he loved the way that she looked. Chafic did end up walking down to the middle of the aisle because she kind of stopped to collect her and bring her down to where the hosts were. So when it comes to the decision, Dounia does start off and says, I found my other half. And I was like, oh my God, she's going to say yes. I honestly thought she was going to say no. But she does turn around and say, but for today, I will say no. I think she made the right choice, to be honest with you. She turns around and says that she and Chafic made a decision together. So it will be both of us that won't be getting married today. And I thought, what in the hell fucking deal did these two make them before they went down there? So basically, what they didn't show us with the phone call is it goes back and it shows us the full phone call that Chafic and Dounia had together. So Dounia had called Chafic basically, and they both agreed that they were both feeling the same thing in regards to the apprehension about getting married. So they left out the pivotal bit, which they show here, where Chafic said to Dounia that basically they need more time with each other, and Dounia accepted that. And basically the deal was that, you know, they wouldn't get married today. So Dounia actually followed through on what Chafic had planned. So that's why Chafic didn't look too gutted by the whole situation going, you know, to the wayside. So they planned to say no together. So that is where that episode ended. As I said, the reunion is coming November 1st, which is today. And I will get to it as soon as I can. So the only couple that literally got married out of everybody else was Mohammed and Safa. One marriage out of how many? But hey ho. As I always say, my people, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so you know when I'm doing videos. Please comment, like, share, and do the good things that you do, because I am on the road to 1K. And I'll speak to you all again soon, my people. Peace out.